I think you've made it in baseball, Patrick, when you get a 6.5-minute breakdown video on John Boy's YouTube channel, which is what happened for Rocco Baldelli after he exploded on the umpires in that series finale against Toronto. What's your breakdown?
It was not Rocco-like. I think he is at this moment the most popular he's ever been with Twins fans. They saw some emotion that was always there. He just didn't let it out. And the more you read about it, the more we realize now what the rule is. Umpire's whim, whether he wants. There are so many. Have you read the thing? There are so many alternatives in this thing.
Yeah.
You can't block the plate, but if the guy slides into you intentionally, and then you can block them. I mean, it's the damnedest thing. Here's the bottom line. Gary Sanchez, get your ass out from in front of the plate while the ball is being played. Get into fair territory, and then make your play. He was wandering around like a drunken sailor in front of the plate when the runner was 30 feet up the line. He didn't have himself in the position to catch the throw and then go slide on over and block the plate. And it was he got away with one about 10 days ago because the team didn't have a challenge left, right? Remember that game that he blocked the plate, like the same play. He made the same play. And whether it's a legal play or an illegal play, it depends upon who you got doing the replay. Jordan Baker was doing the replay. If you've ever seen Jordan Baker on a field, he's got Joe West potential. He likes to be the center of attention, and he's in New York and saying, "Hey, if I make this call, everybody will say, somebody will mention Jordan Baker and he'll get some publicity." And I don't think it's an outrageous call, though. The worst call of all time or anything like that. I don't think it's an outrageous call. I think that Gary Sanchez did not create a no-brainer for the umpire. I don't think he did, because he, again, as I say, take the throw and then slide on over there and knock him off the plate, right? So you can get away with that. So that's my theory.
Here's my thing, though. Well, one is, to your point, Pat, going way back, this is part of a rule of the rules that shouldn't be reviewable. Like this,
Yes.
like if I see you blocking the plate on purpose, bang bang, then the guy's safe.
If I'm standing right there and
yes, and I see it. But this is along the lines of things like popping off second base for a second, right?
Yeah.
This is one where I'm going to trust the home plate umpire to make the right call, because, to your point, the whole thing is, what's the lane, right? Like, it's not this guy was out at first base, I blew it, now it's corrected.
Yes, yeah, where's the lane? But here's the other thing. When you see this rule, what they now have written, you can see that they came in and changed and made this, but if they've changed it about 4 times since it started.
Yeah.
Remember the first year they were calling guys out 25 feet away from home plate because somebody was standing there and he was going to be out from me to the studio, and they remember they were so stupid they were calling guys out because that was the way the rule was written. You can't block the plate. Well, how about if the guy's on third base? Can I block the plate then?
Yeah.
They should have just stuck with, you can't run over the catcher.
Yes, that's what I said yesterday. That's what I said. Yes,
Yeah,
and if
you can't run over the catcher.
and if the catcher is laying down in front of home plate, then you got to find another way around him. I don't know. Just
Right. That's true.
take a detour.
Yeah, you can't run over the catcher. Okay, you can't give the catcher a concussion intentionally. You can't. You show the old tape of Pete Rose running into Ray Fosse and say, you can't do this. This is what you can't do. Okay, you cannot do this.
Yes.
If the ball's there, if the ball is there 5 feet before you, you should be out.
Yeah,
right?
it also violates the rule of if we had 100 people in a bar across
Yes.
multiple generations of baseball fans and showed them that play and said, "All right, so here's a base hit, and the left fielder comes up, throws a perfect dart to the catcher who drops down to a knee and tags the guy out. Does anyone have any problem with this play?"
Yeah, right. There is none. But I think we all, as things go, it's probably one of the best things that ever. Now, if they lose the season by one game, they might have lost that game anyway because they couldn't hit themselves in the rear end. But their hitting lately stinks. But but it's if indeed they go on to win the division, it's the best thing that ever happened to Rocco, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Rocco does care. Okay, so anyway, that's my opinion of the whole thing. But I think, Sanchez, we tried to be kind to him earlier this year as a catcher, and he's a beater back there, man. It ain't easy for him. So it's going to be interesting down the stretch when fat little Sandy Leone who gets a hit once a month, makes more starts than Sanchez does.
I love him though, man. He is a catcher. He is the classic cartoon 1950s pudgy catcher.
Oh God, yes, he is he's shorter. He's even shorter than Astudillo, I think, isn't he? I'd like to have I think we should call Willens in and have a race. They can both start at home plate in opposite directions, and who gets to second base first would be fantastic.
Calvin would love that.
That collision at second base would be dangerous.
But anyway, it certainly was a talker. But your passion for the Twins determines how terrible of a call you thought it was. I mean, you look on Twitter and all the hardcores are, this is just the worst call of all time, and it wasn't, because Sanchez did things wrong in that play.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, when they have had the bullpen lined up the way that they want to, it's small sample size alert here, but it's looked pretty good. And even on the day on Sunday where they didn't have anyone available, they actually managed pretty well. But when they have the bullpen rested that they traded for, looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. And Fulmer's been good, and he's a little better than I thought. And the other two guys are, Lopez makes a big difference. He had Saturday night? It took him 30 pitches to get him out, or Friday night, one of the nights. But I like him a lot. So it's okay. But Phil Miller had a piece today in the Strib these numbers have been out there, but God almighty, the way they're using their starters is this third time through the order craze is no bullpen can survive the way they use their starters. Mm-hmm. No bullpen can survive that. I mean, the part is, okay, yes, third time through the order, these numbers go way up. Yes, but also when you play the Yankees or Houston, you're playing a team that has 80 to 90 less innings used by their bullpen. And, at the end of the season, the Yankees and the Astros are going to have well over 100 fewer innings pitched by their bullpen than the Twins. And that wears you out. That you can't get to the finish line unless you got a starter who's going 6 once in a while.
I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure Chris Archer hasn't gone more than 5 in any of his 18 or 20 starts.
He has not,
and he's actually been fine for the 4 or 5 innings. He's been fine this season, but
he's had a few games where he's wild as hell and walks a bunch of guys, and they have to take him out in the 4th. But it's too bad. I mean, he's the classic. He would be the classic long reliever, except you need to give him 4 days off after he pitches, so it doesn't quite work. But we'll see. I think they're underdogs here the next 2 days.
Just a bit, just a bit.
You think?
Against the Dodgers. I haven't even looked at the pitching matchups, but it doesn't make much difference with the Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing this without Walker Buehler, and now they're doing it without Kershaw. They don't care.
Nope.
They still win 8 out of 10. So
go home and rest up. It's fine.
They got a better record than the Yankees now.
So
the Yankees just got swept by the. Has anybody looked at the Cardinals box score instead of me? Outside of me,
Wasn't
They
Paul,
got-
Paul Goldschmidt hits a home run every
they
night?
got
It feels.
Goldschmidt and Arenado and a bunch of guys hitting 215. It's unbelievable. The lineup sucks, but they, somehow they're those two guys in the middle, and then just a bunch of pretty good pitching, pretty good bullpen. But how they swept the Yankees, I have no idea.
Well, let it be known about the Dodgers. They haven't lost a game since trading for Joey Gallo. So the joke's on all three of you guys. I'm the one that saw the future clearly.
Hey,
Okay.
well, you did because they don't have any outfielders. Everybody's hurt, So, Kirilloff done for the year, and Larnach will be back September 12th or something. I mean,
Yeah, what's the percentage chance that this Kirilloff surgery works, doesn't work? They're sawing off part of his bone.
You're making the
creating
bone
space.
shorter. That sounds like something that happens to a 90-year-old who can't stand the pain anymore or something in the wrist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it
What?
feels like a bit of a last resort.
Yes,
I guess
sure.
the last resort is amputation and swing with one arm. Maybe that's the.
And I think with the perfect swing, which he has, that kid, right? The perfect swing, that's riskier than most of them, don't you? I mean, I think one reason he has this fantastic swing is this.
Yeah.
So, wow. Yeah, it would be too bad. It would be, if he's done, but man alive, it doesn't sound good at all. That sounds like they basically are admitting it's experimental surgery. So
yeah, it's extremely rare, I guess. And it's what? So it's bone on bone right now, and they're going to shorten up the bone itself to try and create a gap in the wrist.
Yeah,
like it sounds really.
It sounds like almost like thoracic outlets.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what it sounds like.
It sounds like a surgeon got a couple cocktails and was like, "All right, I got an idea."
Hey, don't forget Tommy John's the experimental phase. Tommy John, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a ligament from this guy's knee and stick it in his elbow and see what happens. It worked.
See if it works. Yeah, this is it is a sad deal. He's that kid. I mean, I loved him as a hitter, but that's the way it goes. Hey, I should mention this. Clyde Turner died. Clyde was from the '72 Gophers, the team that was besmirched nationally for the fight with Ohio State. Clyde had nothing to do with the fight. But Clyde stuck around here in Minneapolis his whole life. Big community activist, had a big camp that he ran every summer out in the South Side. Ben Johnson, every player in the city went through Clyde Turner's camp, and he was a very religious guy and an active guy. And that '72 team had a reunion this year, but they had to keep it kind of quiet because of the people that still would badmouth them because of the brawl at '72 team. But most of the surviving members made it. Now Corky Taylor has died. Now Clyde has died. I'm not sure. Jim Brewer and some of those guys are still around. Winnie, but not Winnie and some of those other guys. But I'm not sure if Winnie made it or not. I'll have to check. I'm gonna try to write an obit on him. But he was a really good guy. Really prematurely bald. We all remember about Clyde. He came out of junior college, and he looked like he was 37. But he was
Brian Cardinal. I remember
big man, about 6'8", big man. He could shoot it, and that was when Mussey brought in Ron Behagen, Clyde, and Bobby Nix from the JUCOs. I think 3 JUCOs to go with that team. And then the fight came, and Behagen and Corky Taylor got banned for the rest of the year, and that's when Winfield became a starter. But he had recruited Winfield out of the intramural program over at the U. He wasn't playing basketball; he was just playing baseball. So anyway, Clyde, really, really good guy, and well beloved in the city of Minneapolis.
By the way, the current Gopher team, every time I open up StarTribune.com, I feel like somebody else goes down with a knee injury. What's happening?
I have a theory. Summer basketball, weeks and weeks of summer basketball practice, BS. Tell them to go fishing and shoot a couple in the driveway. That's enough. You don't have, especially guys that have coming off knee surgery. You're going to go practice hey, they look pretty good. The two guys that popped, Parker Fox, the kid from Northern State, and now there's Einen 2 years in a row for those. And Whalen lost one of her players, Holloway, the freshman coming in from Hopkins, and now Paige Buchers is playing. Yeah. Beckers is playing someplace. Now she was playing a pickup game when her knee went out. But too much. They're playing too much. Take the summer off. We don't need weeks of practice. What happened? It used to be you couldn't practice till October 1st or something. October 15th. Let's go back to that. If you want to play basketball, go shoot a couple somewhere. You don't have
drink
to
some beers and take some time off.
Running up and down the court and acting like it means something, and then you blow out your knee.
I don't know. Jaden McDaniels was down the street from me in Seattle last week, dropping 52 in a pro-am. Totally worth it, I think. Yeah, just go light up some construction workers who used to play college basketball for 52 points.
Yeah, well, they are amazing. They don't take any, if basketball players don't have anything to do, they go to the gym, right? They are pretty, I like Cat better. Okay, he's in Europe traveling with his Instagram model,
the fashion show.
In
Paris.
He's not going to get hurt. He's not going to ruin a knee, is he? Going to a fashion show?
Not trying on clothes, you won't.
No, he won't. So I stay away from the game in the summer. Don't, do something else. Play golf.
New coach, Pat Reusse.
Play golf.
Don't do the game.
No, I don't want, you really have to improve in this area. And when I see you on October 1st, we'll start working on that. Okay.
Does Eric Curry still have any eligibility left? They're going to need some depth.
He does.
What?
Yeah, he does.
He's got a year left.
Somebody said that he could play another year.
Yep.
How?
He said, I'm not going to, but he could.
Yeah. He had I don't think he's used the COVID year yet. He used an injury. I don't know how you get 2 injury years, though. I don't know how that happens. But you can have an injury year, and then you can appeal and get another injury year, and then he hasn't used the COVID year. But they were saying last year that he could play again, but the grandkids might not want to go see him. I don't know. So, but
Grandpa has to go play college basketball tonight.
Mm-hmm. So
amazing.
Anyhow.
All right, Pat. We will.
Twinks Dodgers. I don't know who the Guardians are playing and the White Sox this week, but and by the way, the Angels pitching has been a little better too. They shut somebody out last night, so this could be an interesting week with this lineup that they're playing out there.
Guardians get the Tigers,
the Sox get the Royals. So.
Yeah, so
double dip today.
Buckle up
for the White Sox Royals.
Could be chasing them thanks to Jordan Baker. All right. See you.
All right. See you, Pat. All right. Wrap with Reusse, presented by our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. They've been around for over 100 years, almost as long as Pat, and they've been providing business risk management tools and resources. So check them out on federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours.